Yeah, so I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. It's just not a shoe store, okay? I know you said I look familiar, but I've worked here forever, so you're kind of making me uncomfortable, so I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, okay? Oh my gosh. How's it going? Sorry for the wait. I'm Matty. How are you? Good, good. What brings you in? Okay. Nice, nice. Welcome. Have you been here before? You have. Awesome. Do you have a library card with you so I can pull your account up and see what we got going on? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Oh, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Got it. So let me do this here. Okay. Nice. Alright, I'm going to turn the screen here. Does everything look good? Phone number up to date, all that good stuff? Okay, and what about the mailing address? Look good? Cool. Okay, so looks like you have no overdue books. That's awesome. You don't owe any fees. So how can I help you? Oh, actually, my assistant pulled a couple for you that you called for us to hold, right? I think it was two or three. It was three. Okay, cool. Let me go grab them. I'll be right back with you. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the three books that you requested that we hold for you, and then I also pulled two just as a recommendation. It's kind of my my thing, you know. I'm not trying to sell you on anything or make you check books out that you don't want, but you know, I think it's part of my job to be observant and kind of see what you like based off your history. So anyway, I pulled a couple. Do you want me to go through these with you, or do you want to just grab them and go? Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to go over them with you. Yeah, of course, of course. So the first one, yeah. So you have three here, and then I have two that I'll show you. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, so let's just get right into it. The first one is I have right here, and it is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Did you watch the show? Is that why you're getting this? Okay, that makes sense. Did you like the show? Okay, okay. So, this is a New York Times #1 bestseller and international bestseller in over 37 languages now. Of course, this is going to be in English for you. Yeah, exactly like you just said. I think there was a lot of controversy, and I think there always will be when it comes to sensitive matters, like teen suicide and bullying and rape and just all the, everything this covers. But I don't know. My personal opinion is that I think things like this are important because it opens up a dialogue, right? I think more people were talking about those things than ever before, but after the show came out. And and this is just from my perspective, I'm sure that there's some bad things that happen from it. It's never good to put, people are going to take things differently all the time. my perspective from watching the show was it like terrified me. Like it just I've been out of high school for a while, and it's just like seeing how people treat each other now, online and in real life, is just crazy. Anyway, I completely understand the controversy over it, and I certainly don't think it's for everybody. But I do think that it's important. Things like this are important, just because it opens up a dialogue. That's all. So yeah, this is let's see here. It is about 265 pages. It's a pretty easy read. It's nice paper. It's of course paperback here. The text isn't small. I shouldn't say an easy read, because the topic is not an easy read. but what I mean is you could sit down and finish this in a day. Is what I'm trying to say. And then you did like the show though? Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, not for everybody. But you know, this book coming out in 2007, I don't know. I personally am attracted to books that stand the test of time, and I know that's only 12 years, but for something to be relevant 12 years later, for better or worse, I think there's clearly something there. So, but yeah, I'm happy that you're getting this. You know, 99% of the time, the book is better than the show or the movie. Only because there's just far more detail in it. You know, they can't fit everything in an hour-long show or an hour-and-a-half movie. You know, so yeah, I hope that when you finish this, I hope that you learned something. I hope that maybe you caught some detail that you didn't after watching. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are they making another season? I know they did 2 seasons. I've seen both of the seasons. I'm not sure if they were thinking about doing a third or not. I can't remember. Do you know? Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, and see, even here it says now a Netflix original series. Anyway, that's the first one that you requested. I got it. It's in perfect shape. It's from the feel of it, it looks like it's maybe been read once or twice, but no, cosmetically it looks great still. So yeah. Did you want to know anything else about it, or? Okay. Okay, well, here, I'm gonna just make a stack here while we're going through these, and then we'll figure everything out. But I'll just put this here. Do you have any questions so far? Do I know anything about audiobooks? Yeah, of course. I think, working in a library where it's physical books, it's, inevitable that amazing things like audiobooks are going to come around with technology these days, and I use them all the time, honestly. Yeah. Do I have a recommendation? Definitely. Have you ever heard of Audible? Audible, yeah. Okay, well, Audible is what I use, and I can tell you about it really quick if you want. For sure, yeah. And it's an app. It's really, really amazing. So basically, Audible has, once you become a member to Audible, which is an Amazon, actually a branch of Amazon, once you become a member with Audible, you get access to like an unbeatable selection of audiobooks, including like bestsellers, motivational, mystery, thriller, anything you can think of. And as a member, you get 3 titles per month, 1 audiobook, and then 2 Audible originals that you can't hear anywhere else, which is awesome. I really, really like that part. What else? You can listen to them anytime, anywhere, on any device. When you're on the run, at home doing dishes, at the gym, running errands, whenever and wherever you are, you can access it because it's an app, and we all have our phone or device with us now anyway. So, and then the coolest thing for me is that you start to build a library once you start downloading these books and originals. You start to build a library. And what's cool about Audible is that you get to keep that library even if you cancel your membership. So I think that's really amazing, Now, this is just, I shouldn't really do this, but I will because you seem really, really nice. I actually have a link that you could go to that will get you there. Can I tell you? I don't know if I should. Okay. So, to get a 30-day trial, I'm going to say this kind of soft because I don't want people to hear. Go to audible.com/Matty. I'm Matty. Matty. Audible.com/Matty. And you get a 30-day trial with Audible. Or if you don't want to do that, you can also text Matty to 500-500, and that will generate a response for a link to download everything and get started. It's really, really awesome. I highly recommend it as someone who works here and just as a human who likes to hear things. Audible really, really is amazing. So, definitely check them out. So on the Audible app right now, I'm personally listening. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. So, this is how easy it is, right? So, Audible opens up, and this is just where I'll pick up. I won't play it, but I'm listening to one called, if you can see that, it's called Atomic Habits, and I'm on almost through chapter 3. And Atomic Habits is by James Clear, and it's a New York Times bestseller. And really, it's I would call it a self-help book where you kind of learn how to make time to make new habits. And I'm kind of, what I'm getting out of it personally is I'm kind of learning how to reshape how I think about progress and success and failure and all that kind of stuff, because all of that has to do with habit. So Atomic Habits is one that I really, really love on Audible. So, 30-day trial, audible.com/Matty, audible.com/Matty, or text Matty, Matty, to 500-500. Done deal. So, but yeah, I love audiobooks, and if you're going to do audiobooks, definitely go through Audible. It's easily the best one. It's with Amazon, so you know. Definitely check Audible out if you're looking for audiobooks. Yeah, of course. It is literally my job to recommend stuff. So, that's why I'm here. Of course. Okay, you want to get to the next book? It's kind of actually a little bit related to the one I was just telling you about on Audible. Yeah, so okay, so the second book that you wanted is actually really interesting that you wanted it, because it's definitely one of my most read books, and actually my therapist told me to check it out, and so pun intended, check it out, check it at library. Anyway, I'm really excited that you wanted that. I'm sorry if you're going through something, but I will tell you, this book helped me out tremendously. So it's right here. This is called Constructive Wallowing. Constructive Wallowing. Constructive Wallowing. And basically, it is how to beat bad feelings by letting yourself have them. And I personally struggle a lot with that. And this book really did help me out. I love hardcover, obviously. But yeah, I really do love this book. It's such a, it's so obvious, but it's not. Meaning, like, I'll read the back. So it says, the power of negative thinking, right? Which you go, you shouldn't be negative ever, really. It says, I'm just reading the back. It says, we hear it all the time. Think positively. Feeling bad? Ignore it. Got the blues? Put on a happy face. Angry because you've been hurt? Think of all you have to be thankful for, though. That's what most people will tell you, right? Which is great. That's, I mean, I'd say that's pretty normal. And then it says, that might work for an hour or two, but ignoring, repressing, or avoiding bad feelings does not make them go away, which is absolutely true. Blaming yourself for having those feelings just makes everything worse. Instead of turning away from your true feelings, try accepting them. You'll be surprised how quickly the bad feelings will move through you until they're gone. That's the secret of constructive wallowing. Allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel and experience your own emotions. This book shows you how to do it. So, I mean, that kind of explains everything, honestly. But it is really well written. There's charts, and so it's not just all text, right? There's even some worksheet stuff to do in here. But it's the way it's kind of chopped up and written doesn't really make you feel like you're reading a book. This book is about 250 pages, and but the way that it's chopped up and divided, it just kind of feels like you're reading something and then you're doing something and then you're reading something and then you're thinking about something and then doing something from that, if that makes sense. But I cannot recommend this book enough, and I'm actually really excited that you requested it, because I think it's an amazing book, and I think it has a lot of theory and ideas in it that could completely change your life, honestly. Especially, again, not for everyone. Some people have it down. Great. Life sucks sometimes. Life is hard. We all know that. Stuff like this, while I would never say it will cure everything, I think changing your mindset or even having new ideas brought into your mind about certain things, without sounding dramatic, could be life changing. So, anyway, that is Constructive Wallowing by Tina Gilbertson, and I'm very, very glad that you requested this, and I'm glad that we had a copy. It's actually pretty popular. I mean, I think it's just probably times are rough for a lot of people, honestly. So, we've seen a huge spike in self-help, mindset kind of books, honestly, coping. Yeah. So anyway, I'm so glad that you're getting this. I'm going to put it in the pile here. And yeah, I'm just happy. I would love I hope I'm here when you return it. It'd be cool to talk to you about it. Yeah. Okay, so you got one more here that you requested, and then I have two that I would like to recommend. I don't want to take your whole day. Are you okay? Awesome. I mean, again, this is literally what I do. So I'm more than happy to do this. Yeah. No, he was just kind of a weird guy. He kept saying like he thought that I worked at a shoe store, that I sold him some shoes. I get that I look familiar all the time. I've had people say that I look like a doctor that they've had. Like, it's weird. But he's gone, so don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. All right, let's get to the next book. Okay, so we got those two sitting there. This is the third book that you wanted, and this is actually pretty much a brand new copy. And this is Yes, Please by Amy Poehler. Very popular book. There's been such a surge of celebrity actors, musicians, politicians even, writing books and doing really well, actually. So this is a very popular one, because obviously Amy Poehler's very popular. She's been on some of the biggest shows there is, huge movies, so I get that. So, Yes, Please, Amy Poehler. Again, hardcover, which I love. So, first thing about this is just cosmetically, it's a beautiful book. It's hardcover. It's the paper they use is a little bit thicker stock than normal. It's a quality made book. Full color, a lot of photos, a lot of I don't really know how to explain this, but I really like when people do books, but then they'll throw in things, to kind of separate, it kind of makes you feel like you're not reading a long book, but more you're reading about a person and then they're showing you something, does that make sense? Yeah. Are you a Parks and Recs fan? Parks and Rec, not Parks and Recs. Yeah, it's great. So good. Yeah, this was a very interesting read. It's about her life. It's about, between being the Golden Globe winner on Parks and Rec, a producer, a director, SNL, huge on SNL, co-founder of a lot of things. Just I think I really like people like Amy Poehler. Because she balances being a star and also a lot of behind the scenes stuff. She writes a ton of stuff. She's hilarious, produces a lot of stuff, just like a powerhouse of a woman, and that's really cool. But yeah, very interesting life. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, of course. But definitely one of my favorite people. I think that she's hilarious, and I think that she's very hardworking, and just seems like seems like a genuinely nice person as well, and that's sometimes hard to find in Hollywood. So anyway, yes, please, Amy Poehler. I can't really, the other ones I can kind of talk about. This I don't really want to give anything away because it's about her. So yeah. Anyway, I'll put this here. Cool. And then we're almost done, I promise. I have 2 more books to show you. I'll make it quick, then I'll get you out of here. And like I said, you have nothing on your account, so we should be able to just scan, get you out of here, okay? All right, so I have 2 more to show you, okay? All right, so I got 2 more to show you. The first one, the only reason I brought this is because I'm kind of an observant person. I noticed you're wearing a Harry Potter shirt, and it looked like you had a little Slytherin bracelet there. Yeah, Harry Potter fan? Cool, me too. Huge fan. And that is exactly why I brought you this book. It is, of course, not a Harry Potter book. I'm assuming you've read them or seen the movies or whatever, so you know those stories, right? Great. So this book is really, really interesting, and I thought I would at least show you. If you don't want it, great, I'll put it back. These are just recommendations, just going off what I saw. Yeah, okay, so this book is called Snape. It is by Lori Kim, who lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And, I think, I personally think Snape is one of the most, if not the most interesting and elusive, deep characters of the entire series. And basically, without getting into too much detail, this book is essentially a novel with cited proof of either if Snape is good or if Snape is a bad person. So it really is he, because throughout the whole thing you think he's bad and blah blah blah, and then but this is essentially an essay on if he's good or bad or not. So yeah, the back says, in this examination of J.K. Rowling's most enigmatic character, Lori Kim shows us how to sort through the illusions and lies to the man who dared to spy on Voldemort, and without whom Harry's story would have turned out very differently. In his final moments, he asks Harry to look at me. This book does just that. So yeah, it's just it's so interesting. And she goes, I'll show you an example. I mean, almost every page has it, but like, okay, here. So she's writing about it, right? But then she cites, like when it gets dark here, is all citing from the book. So it's like she'll have ideas, and then she actually puts sightings from the book, and then she'll say like HP Order of the Phoenix, page 852, so you can actually go there and make sure that's right if you want to. But it's just extremely interesting to me. Again, he's an amazing character, really well written character, and confusing character, honestly. So yeah, this is a definitive reading by Lori Kim, just called Snape. And I wouldn't say it's an easy read. It's probably not a read for one sitting, but it's one that's like, I felt like if you got in 2 chapters of it, it's pretty hard to put down, honestly, just because the way it's written is really, it's like everything you read, you're like, oh, yeah, it's one of those. So, do you want to check this out or not? It's all good if you don't. Yeah? Okay. Cool. Well, I'll put it with your other ones. So you got 4. And then I have 1 more to show you. And then we'll get you out of here. No, you can have up to 7, actually. since you don't have any outstanding fees or any overdue books or anything, your account's clean, you can actually check out up to 7. Yeah, so if you have 4 right now. So if you get this last one, that'd be 5. That's a nice little workload. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's get to the last book then. All right, so the last book is, I would probably say, besides the Harry Potter series, maybe my favorite book of all time. And it's because it's my favorite book of all time because I think it's really amazing. I'm very attracted to brilliant minds, right? My favorite people in history are people who changed the world in some way or the other. But they're also people who can think ahead. And I think with authors, there are certain people who wrote stuff years ago. And I love when it couldn't be more relevant to today, right? So, enter Fahrenheit 451. And this is the 60th anniversary edition. And, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite books, if not my favorite. It's just, it's so hard to explain. It's by Ray Bradbury. And I love the cover. It's the book with the matches, like, play on that. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll basically say this book is essentially about a world where, first of all, this book was written in 1951, where we didn't have internet. It's one of those, but written in 1951, and it's about a world where the government doesn't want you to think freely. Sound familiar? And essentially what happens is the firefighters, firefighters in our world put out fires, right? The firefighters in this actually burn books, right? Because books, like any of these that we just talked about, open your mind. They bring new ideas to your mind. Even if it's fiction, it's still, you use your imagination and you can think for yourself. And in this book, the government wants to control what you think. And so they burn books. They see books as something that is so taboo that they literally burn them. And so it's almost like a currency. So there's people who, hide out, and they have libraries, hidden libraries and stuff. Anyway, I won't give much away, but it's such a cool concept. And then to write this in 1951 and for it to be so relevant about free thinking and control, I think it's just unbelievable just to have the forward thinking, to write something. This is a critically acclaimed book. It's a classic, at least in my mind. It should be on everyone's reading list. It should be on every syllabus. But I don't know. I just I really, really connected with it. I'm very interested in free thinking and control. And so yeah, it was right up my alley. But yeah, Fahrenheit 451. This book is about 230 pages, paperback, in very good shape. And this is realistically maybe a two-part reading. You'll get about halfway through and then finish it off the next sitting. I think that's what I did. It's a lot to take in, but I wouldn't say that it's a difficult read. So yeah, I think it's an amazing book, and if you have not read it, I couldn't recommend it any higher. Yeah, you want to get it for sure. Listen, you don't have to tell me twice. That makes me so happy. Anyway, okay, so we got these 5. Let me get these ready for you, and we'll get you out of here, okay? All right, so I have all of them packed up for you. Is there anything else I can do? Yeah, so just download the Audible app, and then it was audible.com/Matty, audible.com/Matty, or just text Matty to 500-500, and you'll get a text back right away with a link. That's the best way. Of course, definitely check Audible out. It's seriously awesome. Of course, yeah. So you got your books. Any more questions for me? Anything? Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy the books. Thank you so much for coming in today. I hope I was satisfactory to you. I love what I do. So, okay. All right. Well, I'll see you next time, and hopefully, when you come back, we can talk about them and let me know what you think. All right. I hope you have a good day. All right. Bye. Okay. Well, sir, no, I was not your doctor. Seriously, you need to leave. This is getting weird. Okay, sir.